David Zanga, and I'm thrilled to welcome you all this morning to what is a very interesting and great program in our community. For those who might follow Richard Rohr in his daily meditations via the Center for Action and Contemplation, back in April, he dedicated a week to discussing the glory of art and how it touches our being, and as either the creator, the artist, or the recipient, the viewer, and how art can bring us to an epiphany, to be closer with God. He wrote that poetry, painting, sculpture, pottery, music have that unique power that's within us and unites us with the Creator. He quoted Maribel Starr to say, "A miraculous event unfolds when we throw our personal story into the transformative flames of creativity. Our hardship is transmuted into something golden. With that gold, we heal ourselves and redeem the world." The thing is to allow ourselves to become a vessel for the work of art, to come through and allow that work to guide our hands. Once we do, we are assenting to a sacred adventure. We're saying yes to the transcendent and embodied presence of the holy. This summer, we're going to focus 2 Sundays on the topic of art in our community. And we begin today with the transformative power of art through the eyes of the Creator. And in this case, it's children in one of our communities. So before I introduce our speakers and we jump into their specific program, if you just take a moment to center yourself, and I will open us with a word of prayer. Praise God. We gather today to hear how the gift of creativity and artistry is being encouraged and shared to enrich the lives of a community. Help us today to reflect on the power and beauty of art and how it enriches all of our lives. We pray for this program, for its leaders, the artists, the caregivers, and all of the volunteers as they reveal the beauty and the possibilities found in our souls. Amen. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce our speakers today. Tarlisa Evans is a Memphian, born, raised, and lives here, proud mother, grandmother, and been a part of the Carpenter Art Garden since almost its very beginning. She began as a volunteer, participated in the mosaic program where they were building mosaics, became the community liaison, and now is the community relations manager. We're privileged to have her join us. And with her, I need to go back. The one thing you're going to see today is that our technology is not completely transparent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because we're going to have to switch a few things too. Thank you very much. Anasha Chavez-Asforis is the interim executive director at the Carpenter Art Garden. She grew up in Brooklyn and attended Syracuse University, where she received a bachelor's and master's degree in social work. After a number of years, she found her way to Memphis, and we're very fortunate for that. She's been with the Art Garden a little over a year, and she is now the interim executive director. She's a proud mother of 2 sons.
Yes.
2 sons, and true boys, which she may tell you a little more about. They're both very entrepreneurial in their spirits, and Anasha does a lot of work with various companies and organizations on the practice of mindfulness. So with that, we are in good hands, and I will turn the microphone over and we'll jump in.
She boldly builds a barricade, a wall of pictures, a series of words, lessons, text. Verbal imagery perfectly captures she, forcing her to move in life a little bit differently. She pictured it, and she saw it all, remembering what she heard when she was small. If my mind can conceive it, and my heart can achieve it, if my mind can conceive it, and my heart can believe it, I know I can achieve it, I can have it all. So, decidedly, devotedly, she broke the chains of awfulship. She hauled upon herself, forgave it all for the sake of being free. She healed herself, both physically and emotionally. The thoughts in her mind, they created things, from the red Mercedes-Benz to the diamond rings. A husband so bad, she can't explain. Proof is in the pudding. Love is his name. 3 kids that she calls her own. She went from a murderer to a writer, now redeemed from. That's an excerpt from one of my poems called A Plant Must Grow. And I offer that to you all. Every time I do anything, I offer a piece of vulnerability. And I define vulnerability as having the ability to be who you are, where you are, without questioning why you are. And it is the example I like to bring in the room as the energy that I would like to be reciprocated back. So as we speak today, I would like everyone to just be open and just be, genuine and just be themselves as we talk to you all today. As David so beautifully mentioned, I am Anasha Chavez-Asforis, also known as Anasha, around town. Graduated from Syracuse University, but before that I had a very unique opportunity to attend a New boarding school in New Hampshire, and then eventually I went on to college. Mother of 2 bros, my 2 sons run a local beverage company called True Bros, and around town I'm literally known as the mother of True Bros. Mother of True Bros. I recently discovered about 2 years ago that I was indeed an artist. I've always done tons of my work. I've been working with primarily in youth development for about 20 years now, and I've always done art as a piece of the work, but I never really saw myself as an artist. And it was 2 years ago, I started doing collage work, and I'm like, oh wait, maybe this is something. And I've done tons of work since then, so an artist, and I have the great honor and privilege to be the interim executive director for the Carpenter Art Garden, and slated to be the future ED in August, so it's a great honor. I'm not here by myself, obviously, so I'm here with my right-hand person. This is Tarlisa, so I'll let her come up, she'll introduce herself, and she'll start our presentation today. So thank you for having us.
Good morning, I'm Tarlisa Evans. I was born and raised in Memphis. I was born and raised in Memphis. I'm from Binghampton. I grew up in Binghampton with my mom and my sisters, and I'm happily married. I have 4 adult children, 4 adorable grandchildren. I also live in Binghampton. I went to school. Our neighborhood school was Munster and East High, and I also still live in the neighborhood. And I also is the candidate in the neighborhood. I love to see the kids run up to my house to get treats. My role is Carpenter Art Garden. I'm a community engagement manager. I engage with the community, the parents, the students, and I also make sure each property is in good shape. I started out volunteering. My son was coming home late from school, so I asked him, where do you go? He was like, I go out to school, I go to do art. So I walked up the street just to see. When I got there, I saw all the amazing art the kids out there doing with Erin Harris, the founder of Carpenter Art Garden. I was like, I got volunteer. She was like, okay. So I volunteered for a couple months, and I love what I did. So I've been there almost 10 years this year. in the neighborhood at Carpenter Art Garden. That's my story, my background, working in the Carpenter Art Garden. The history. The art started in 2012. A blind lot in Binghampton on Carpenter Street. Aaron Harris found the need for art for the kids because across the street, that's a cornerstone, they didn't do art anymore. So she would come every Tuesday and do art with the kids in the neighborhood. Now it's not transferring to 9 different properties. We have a after-school program, is where we have an indoor space, we have outdoor classroom, we have a mother, we have 2 organic gardens, we have a bike shop, we have a sewing class, we also have a cooking class. We have a new lot on Tillman, will be our new mosaic park. Now we have an after school, all year free program for the kids. We have a video that we show.
Yeah, we're gonna try to figure out. I'm totally,
Is the video on, is it YouTube?
it's in the background here. I think.
Only you have to get to Chrome.
Okay, up here, right there.
You got it.
It's just sometimes it is.
And you wouldn't launch it from there.
This place is a wonderful place. This place is an encouraging place. This place is a place of hope. Which is the place that I come to Joe. This place is full of joy. This place is where your love can no longer be destroyed. This place is the place where no one is wrong. This is the place that I call home.
So that's just, mission
I
accomplished.
didn't think you wanted to talk.
Mission accomplished.
That sound in the background. So,
All is well.
Life is not easy, it is not, don't try to make it.
You know,
sometimes it's not.
It's not easy. It is not
You
easy.
need to know how this is going.
It takes a village, friends.
Time.
Yeah, we're back, thank you. Okay, here we go.
never know I was responsible for technology for a $40 billion company.
How did they deliver this package?
Okay, so now that we have our comic relief out the way, let's get back to the serious business of, I don't want to say so serious, life is we enjoying, right? So, okay, let's get back to, we kind of have an understanding, like who we are, so to speak, like, what do we do? What do we do? So the mission, our mission at Carpenter Art Garden is growing young creatives through arts, education, and vocation. And we do that in so many ways, on so many levels. Okay, so I'm just gonna take you through some of the ways we do that. So art, okay? This is the picture, this is one of our students, this is during our summer program that we're hosting right now. We have with us, we pride ourselves in having measurable program outcomes. Like, so we have a full-time art coordinator who works with our students. The goal is to grow young creatives, right? So we take that very seriously. So we offer high-quality art programming. And what that looks like is, especially on a Tuesday, we have local artists come in and they work primarily with our students. We've had, I don't know if you are familiar with Lonnie Robinson. He's the gentleman that just did the stained glass windows in Claymont Temple. He came a couple weeks ago and he worked with our students and he did some amazing pieces. So they receive tutelage from very well established artists to also help grow them in their artistry. That's one of the things that we do as it relates to art. It's just some of their folders. I just love how beautifully creative they are. Like, this is an assignment that they had for class where they had to decorate their folders. The teacher gave them a particular example, and this is what some of the students came up with. So as you can see, they're also learning how to mimic, you know, and in that way, which is kind of cool. It's just one of our classes. This is kind of what a typical class looks like for us at the Art Garden. So we have our instructor here. These are our students. Okay, so that's when we're doing like one space. We often break out into smaller groups as well. So we do some hearts. Yeah. So this is some hearts. And then our next piece, education. Right, one of our other parts of our mission. We take our students on what we like to call art immersion trips, where they dive deep into whatever the experience is. So, for example, when we went to New Orleans this past, March, for spring break, went to New Orleans for about 4 days. And the students went to all the different museums and so on and so forth. But what's really incredible that I love, probably not the most, but one of the things I love there about our students is the way in which they engage in art. These are not students that are just looking at art like, oh, that's nice. They, part of the tutelage or part of the study that they're undergoing is, what do you think the artist is trying to say here? What do you think some of the emotions are? When you look at this, what do you feel on the inside? How does this, what's your personal response? How do you feel you should engage with this piece of art? So they're learning a lot of language around perception and seeing art, and also too, it's bringing out of them just personal language, right? Like you're finding more words within themselves to express feelings and so on. Because if you can look at something on the outside and name it in a particular way and look at it, you can also be doing the same thing for yourself within the inside. And as we all have come to know or understand at this point, that's how we grow as individuals, right? We can do some self-regulation. So that's part of what we're doing in terms of our education. We have this past week, this is Tarlisa with the giraffes. This past week we had such a unique experience. We had the Overton Park partnership choose us, which I have to say this, they chose us, Carpenter Art Garden, out of all of the community-based organizations with youth they could have chosen. They chose us to do a 1-week program in which each of them, so that includes Brooks Museum, the Memphis Zoo, Overton Park Shell, and the Conservancy. They each chose a day, and they did specific tailor-made workshops with our students based on our theme that we have for the summer, which is Just Be. I'll share a little bit more about that. So our students get to have, we're in Memphis, and I'm sure at this point, most students have gone to the zoo. But now imagine being able to go to the zoo and engage with the animals in a completely different way. They have instructors for them where they're learning, more information. They're just getting more. So that's also part of the education that we're offering our students, just more in-depth look at even just some of the basic things that we have here in Memphis. One of the things I enjoy about what we do. Okay, so here, as I mentioned, our instructors, we really believe at our core that who you put in front of students really matters. You all know, we've had that teacher, I won't let you all do it today, but everyone could think on the top of their head, that teacher that really left a mark on you. I mean, right, everybody knows they hold that person, you can see them, right? For whatever reason, that person you will remember. We try to offer classes that are exciting, engaging, and it begins with the people that are in front of them. Who are these people? So I spend a lot of time looking for very specific instructors to engage my youth in a particular way. So this summer we had the great fortune to have Mike. Mike is a local artist. He's a musician. He's also a visual artist. But what I think he's offered the students this summer, which is unique, is his experience in drums. I was just so shocked by this. He's taught the students how to make several different types of drums using recyclable materials. So I went in one day they were making djembes, the other day they had bongos, they had some congos going, and he's talking about vibration, and he's talking about how, and then he's also taking it from just the physical music and vibration, but he's also explaining to them how we're all vibration, and how we emit a certain energy, even if we know it or not. So again, like that learning, we're really into that whole child development, recognizing like the art's a major part of it, but you cannot get to a place of truly appreciating and owning your art without doing these things within yourself. So we do a lot of work around how the students see themselves and how they feel about just who they are in general. On this picture, what you're seeing here is really not that obvious, but this is Amir. Amir is one of our team workers, and he's actually facilitating this art class. So one of the things we also do is we create opportunities for our teens in the community. We've noticed that he has a very unique skill at a young age, and he's able to facilitate. And so Tarlisa created a space for him one day for him to do that, and he loved it. And it's also important to know Amir is a young man who stutters, so he's also had some self-esteem issue around his voice and so on. So for him to be able to facilitate in this type of environment is incredible. So let's just think about what also this work is doing for the self-esteem of so many of our students and the children of Binghampton. Oh yes, our gardens. So part of our education process is our gardens. We have our students, we hired a new urban farmer. Her name is Salita Manning. I really can't put her into words. I think often, how did we even get her? Like, she's a former teacher, she's a master gardener, and she's just splendid. It's not uncommon to see her in the garden with a student. I witnessed this one day. There's a young man, actually, this gentleman in this picture. This gentleman, his name is Jadarius. He was in the garden with her, and she's teaching, like she's saying to him, okay, where should you cut? And he would point to where, and then he'll say right here, and she'll say yes, and she'll cut, and he'll cut there, and she'll say absolutely, show me the next one, where should you cut? So from that example, I was able to see, like, these children are learning the proper way to do things, in a way, I mean, like, where do you get that? Where are you getting that level of education, okay? But it's happening at Carpenter Art Garden. And so that's one of the things. So it's without a doubt, by the time Jadarius finishes with us, he would be a master gardener, able to teach a course or obviously have his own garden. That's inevitable. But he will lead with something that is profound, that he can use and beyond the art garden. Yeah, we have mosaic. Okay. And let's go into vocation. So I was gonna say this, I love this stuff, but I love everything about the art garden. But this is probably one of my favorite things. We get to change the narrative about art. What's the thing that we've heard historically about art? Come on, everybody knows. What's the thing that people typically say? Who is starving artist? Yes, that's it. You just said it perfectly. Starving artists, right? Why would you want to do that? You're going to be poor. You don't want to make any money. Oh my God, you're an artist. I mean, if you want anyone to cringe, please tell them that you're an artist. Right? It's okay. But we at the Carpenter Art Garden, we have the great fortune to change the narrative. Art pays at the Art Garden. So our students, They make 70% of the profits that's made on the art that they sell. And this, I showed this picture because we were asked by Simmons Bank to do 7 pieces. We have 7 commissioned pieces that you can see right now at the Simmons Bank on Tillman Avenue. Okay? And those came from our students, in which all of them got paid for their work. I can show you some of the stuff that they did. They had, this is some of the pieces. How cool! You all, please, when you have time, please go and check it out. Simmons on Tillman Avenue. Okay? All right. Then we also do pot holders, which we brought some here. The students, they weave them. Everyone loves these pot holders. I don't know what it is about these pot holders, but that's the thing. But the kids, they make them themselves. And we have a course that we do on Mondays called Makers Mondays. And Mondays is designated specifically to making little items that one could sell in markets or places where we set up collectors. We have our teen apprentice program. And what we're doing actually this summer, we have our teams separated in 2 groups. We have a garden club and then we have our beautification team. This is a picture from the fall, and you can see this is one of our teens. Her name is Tracy. And she's just, you can see she's just helping a student with scissors and so on and so forth. So again, we're just constantly creating opportunities for our teens and others just to see different parts of themselves and to also give back. That feels good. Be able to share with a young person. This is Anna. This is part of our beautification team. This summer we had some teams just walk around our campus, our different lots, and we just had them for a second just take in. What do you see? What are things here that you feel that you, not what should be improved, what do you see that you think you can contribute to and improve over the next 7 weeks? And they came back with some remarkable things, and they've been working this entire summer on these things, and this is one of the things. So Anna saw that this wood beam could be painted and decorated, so that's one of her projects that she's working on. We enjoy supporting our residents, our community members. We're in the Binghampton Community, and this is Tarlisa. Tarlisa is a parent of one of our students, but she's also a small business owner, and she has a business called Slay Haven, in which she designs and makes t-shirts. So when it's time for our t-shirts, who do you think designs and makes our t-shirts? Right? Why not? It's Tarlisa. And we're just so fortunate to have her do this for us. And we have some of the t-shirts here. So just awesome. Okay. And our why. So part of our why, we've Tarlisa said it, and we're no stranger to this concept that if anything has to be cut in the school system, it's going to be art, right? First thing you go, like, who needs to draw? Who needs to express themselves? Who needs to sing? Whatever. We're going to cut the art, okay? Fine. So we get that. But the other part, the reason why we do what we do, because in the community, because down the block from where our garden is, there are bullets, okay? So that's also the truth. We have this beautiful program that does these amazing things in a community that is plagued with gun violence from time to time. And I don't know how to express this. I'm a product of an environment like that. So I know what that trauma feels like in the body. I know how it alters your perception on life and what is even possible for you. So part of what we do at the Art Garden is not just to cultivate artists, but part of cultivating artists in Binghampton youth is also addressing trauma, okay? So, and we, in February, we had a incident down the block, and the students came up with the idea, and were like, we need to do something. They're like, okay, I don't know what we're gonna do. And they said, what if we have a march of love? We make these hearts every year that we give out to different community members. We sell hearts as well. Like, we're known for our grizzly hearts. We also do these beautiful affirmation hearts. They said, what if instead of giving them out, what if we take the hearts and then we do they didn't get there, I kind of got them to this point. But I said, what if we just take the hearts and we put them at the corner of Mimosa, where some of the shooting occurred. We have all the hearts face the Red Oaks housing projects, and they just say beautiful things, because this is who we truly we are. These are the things that we really want for our life. And they did it, we did it. As a result of that, we got national press. Justin, is his name Pearson? Justin, am I saying it right? Our representative, he reposted one of our stories and spoke about it. And this is the students walking with their hearts with them. This is Officer Dames, someone we partner with in MPD often. So that's some of the partnerships that we have. We do this for joy. For joy, just the simple, just honoring just the human desire to be happy, and where and how do you find spaces of happiness in high trauma environments? You find that at Art Garden. That's why we do what we do, okay? So that's also, and peace. One of the ways, students, aren't they beautiful? Love them. And one of the things that we do, it was mentioned really quickly, I have a affinity to mindfulness, just being in the present moment. But my main reason for establishing mindfulness as a major part of what we do at the Art Garden is actually quite simple. I don't know if you all are aware, but mindfulness, and when I say mindfulness in terms of practice, literally taking 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths consistently has the power to heal your brain. It is the least invasive way to heal trauma. The gray matter in your brain that is filled, that develops over time through trauma can be significantly reduced just from taking deep breaths. So one of the things we recognize, oh my goodness, we can really help our students in a way that is not invasive and just offer them stillness and peace and self-regulation through just teaching them the power of the breath and what it feels like just to be still. How fabulous. This is one of our mindfulness activities in which all students were blindfolded and they just had to listen to different sounds and music and just paint what they felt based on the vibration. So again, teaching them to go inside and just be still. And we're also giving them tools that they can use at any point in the day, whether anyone is with them or not. That's very important. We do not know what tools our students have access to when they're not with us. So what can I give them that they can take home that will really be something that they can sink their teeth in and hold on to? So these are one of the things that we also give them. And freedom. Freedom to be. It's huge, huge, huge. Our one job, you know how they say you have one job. Our one job is to be ourselves. That's the only thing that we're here to do, is to be the fullness of who we are. And the Art Garden offers our students that the ability to be free and to be who they are. And one of the things that we do is called a love chair. So this is a chair, we painted it, we make sure that it stands out and it has presence. And once a week during our fall and spring programming, we'll have a student sit in the chair. They receive a medal, but the part of what they receive the most is love. Can you imagine being this student, you're sitting in this chair, and you have 30 of your peers just shouting out, we love you because of such and such. Remember last week when I wasn't feeling well, you picked my spirits up. Every day you come in here and you smile no matter what's going on. We just appreciate you. This is the stuff that happens at the Art Garden. And again, we're also elevating the language. We're giving kids who oftentimes in high traumatized places at home don't have space for that type of language because we are in survival mode, right? So the Art Garden becomes a place where they can pause and they can develop this language to express to people, this is how I see you, this is how you make me feel, and this is the work, so to be. And right now, so just be, that's the theme for our summer program. And the more I think about it, the more I see the magic that's happening in the summer program, I'm like, oh, we have to carry this on. It can't just be a summer program. This has to be a concept that we continue as part of who we are as we continue to develop our identity. But so just be, an idea is being who you are is the most courageous thing you can do. And they've been spending the past 3 weeks here? The past 3 weeks just diving deep in what does that look like as an artist to just be. Okay, so I've said all of this, done a lot of talking, but this is Carpenter Art Garden. I tell people I can do this all day, I can do this all day. Love talking about the Carpenter Art Garden. Do you all have any questions? I didn't talk much about our gardens, but we have the 2 organic gardens. We hold a farmer's market on Mondays and Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Tomorrow we'll be holding our market from 10 to 12. Get this, we're supposed to be closed this whole week, but I have staff members that can't leave this place alone. So I was asking, please, can you come in from 10 o'clock and at least just do the market so people can have veggies and meat? So we're doing the market tomorrow morning from 10 to 12. What do I say? I have to, literally we're closing this week because I had to tell the staff it is enough. It is enough. You have permission to take a break and do something for yourself. But that's what we're working with at Art Garden. So 10 to 12 tomorrow, we have our markets. Any questions? Any questions? Yes. Oh, perfect. Age groups. We service students from 8 all the way through 19 now. Technically it's 18, but we have a 19-year-old that we still work with.
And it is free for any child that wants to come?
It is, absolutely. We really like to focus on the Binghampton community, as that's where we are, and that's where we feel the need is in this current moment. But we are open to all students. Yes.
How are you funded?
Oh, we are funded by several different grants out, private foundations, and of course, beautiful people like you. We have just, and you know, it's so funny when people think of the scope of what we do. It's the people that donate $10 consistently that really have some of the greatest impact for us in terms of donations. It's honest, but that's source of our funding. Yes.
What do you do in the wintertime?
Oh, winter. I think that's a good question. We are an outdoor-indoor program, right? So winters look a little different. Okay, let me back up. So historically, Carpenter Art Garden would even in the winter be somewhat outside. Okay, we have heaters and so on. But because of the increase in the gun violence, the chance is too great for me. We've had too many instances. Our Purple House actually has a bullet in our attic that went through the attic. So that question of what do you do in the winter, and even just what do you do in general, it's gotten increasingly difficult for us at the Art Garden. So yeah, we have new property. We're hoping to expand and maybe even build some new structures for indoor structures in a way that still honor the Art Garden's transparency, because I love how we're open, you can see what we do, you know, but we are recognizing that that's difficult. It's getting increasingly difficult to address the outdoor indoor. So we're often just crammed. It's so great work. Any other questions? Yes.
I do recall, though, you have that main building.
Yes.
You have several buildings across the street.
We have 2 others, so.
So you do things there during the
We
day.
do, but just imagine, those buildings could, for efficient, it depends on what you're trying to do. For efficient programming, those buildings could probably at their max hold 15 to 20 students at their max, right? And we like to keep our classes relatively small to honor the work and the mission goals, right? So that is, yeah. So it's getting kind of tight on us. Is any other questions?
So once again, the block there.
Yes.
You've got 2
Oh, yes.
gardens.
Okay.
And how many
Properties?
houses?
Yeah.
How many are
So we
not?
have 3 houses.
Okay.
We have the Purple House, which I would say is like our flagship house, and that holds our standard art classes. That's the main place you're gonna come. Art Tuesdays is held at the Purple House. We have across the street, we have a house that's yellow, and that's where we have our bike shop, sewing room, and the kitchen that we use for our garden club. And then a little bit down the way, we have Aunt Lou's house, which is known as the education building, in which that's Tarlisa's main place to be, and we have a classroom in there as well. And then also in the winter, That's where we have our grow lights and so on for our plants. Oh yeah, wait, and then I'm sorry, I forgot. And then we have the two organic gardens kind of in between there. And at the corner we have a memorial park, Mimosa Memorial Park. And then on Tillman now, right next to Collage, you all know where Collage Dance Studio is. Right next to Collage, just take a little peek to the right and you'll see a new lot that we have. That's our Tillman Sculpture Park, which is slated to be completed in December.
Talk a little more about the bike shop.
About the bike shop? Okay, so we have bikes, right? One of the things that we recognize, if people can be mobile, that's also another sense of freedom, right? So we have a gentleman named G who comes in and he repairs bikes. We've had a substantial bike program in the past, but here's the challenge. How do you go bike riding if we also, you can't guarantee safety, period, right, in any environment, but how do you go bike riding when you know that a shooting, an active shooter can happen at any moment this does. So that again has posed a huge challenge for us. How do we maintain and offer this great opportunity to our students, our community, and be responsible and unfortunately honoring the times and the days that we're in? That's our challenge. So we still do bikes, we still have someone that comes and repairs bikes, but we've suspended the program temporarily to really sit down and address this issue in a way that really makes sense.
We are right on time. Is there one last question?
Any burning questions?
Well, Tarlisa,
Yes, thank you.
Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. That worked perfectly.
Great.
And with that, that was great. Worked out great.
Thank you.
Worked out great. Oh, no, it's all good.
Good practice.
Got ready for
Okay, great job.